G'day everyone, Goober here with a new video. This one will be on Path of the Brave. Recommended DPS is way off. It's saying I need 219 billion sheet DPS, which is absolutely crazy. If you don't know how to unlock Path of the Brave in near space, you unlock the central area and kill the Realm Lord once, and then when you get to this stage and you clear 4 more Plane Watchers and unlock it proper, the second time that you kill him, you unlock Path of the Brave. Now, most people, when they are starting out, they will only be doing POB 1 or 2. 3 is massively profitable if you want something different to do. It's not as profitable as maps this season. However, you can still get some really nice loot from it. Looking at the drops over on the right hand side here, this hasn't been updated since about season 2, so it's pretty inaccurate. And it doesn't even tell you really what you want to see. Most of the currency that you get from this comes from a couple of items, which I'll show you in a second. I decided to try out, excuse me. Wow. Wonder what. Anywho, technical difficulties with my throat. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. You just hit do not show because it's annoying. Constantly tells you that you don't have enough damage and you're going to die. So the thing about Path of the Brave is the drops that come from here are not considered a drop. They are considered a reward, and that is the most annoying friggin' mechanic that they have ever added to anything. That barrel that you saw, that was introduced to stop people from AFKing in here. As you could see, I was not AFK, I was running around. That is a kill mechanic. It hits you from anywhere between 20 million damage. I've had it hit me for up to 300 million damage. It is just a dumb mechanic that should not exist in the game. So the thing about Path of the Brave 5 is you can get level 21 skills from this, but mainly what you are going to get consistently is the Antonius's Help, Antonius's Research, Flame Elementium, and Clergy's Thinking. These keys cost 1.5 Flame Elementium each, so they are very cheap. You do not need pack spirits to do this at all because they only affect your damage. So it's not reliant on having chalk or any other loot pack spirits. The only thing you really need is a shit ton of damage to melt the boss there. He has probably 10 or 20 trillion health. So if you're doing 3 trillion DPS like I am, then it's pretty reasonable. If you're doing 500 billion DPS, it's going to take you a hot minute. And he'll go through his phases. So looking at that, we got 2 help, 1 research, and 10 FE. The 10 FE is probably pretty rare, but the research and the help are quite common. So 4.5 FE for the research. So I've got 9 FE there. Antonius's help is 2.5. 2.7, so let's just say 2.5 for the video. So that's 11.5 FE and the 10 FE from the drop. So pretty good profit, and it's pretty quick. The other thing that drops in here is Clergy's Thinking, which is this one, and that sells for 20 FE, 21 FE, or thereabouts, pretty regularly. So 1 POB of the 2 that I tested yesterday, 2 Clergy's Thinkings dropped in 1 map. So what I'll be doing is I'll be doing the other I don't know if I'll get through 297 of them. Takes me about 90 seconds per POB. So I'll do it for an hour or two and see how much of Flame Elementium, Antonius's research, Clergy's thinking, and help drop. I'll put these ones in my stash just to get them out of the way. And we'll see how much profit we can make from spending 1.5 FE on this mechanic. Alrighty, so I've just transferred the main items here, all my FE that I have, which isn't too much, and those 3 cards. So without further ado, I will set up my spreadsheet and get it going, and we'll see how many skills drop. I don't think any of these are worth anything. 52% might be worth. Okay, so that one's worth keeping. That one was just it's gifted anyway. Anyway, I'll get rid of these. I won't get rid of that. That's not great. Alright, now we can easily see how many skills we get as well. Probably none. Who knows? Might get lucky. Might get something good. Alrighty, nice and simple tracking for this one. I forgot to put on this level 21 skills. As they come in, I will just add another column for level 21 skills, whatever. Put in the equivalency and do it down that way. If you want a copy of this spreadsheet, just hit me up and I will share it with you. Simply copy the link. When I send you the link, when you get it, hit File, hit Make a Copy, and then you can edit the copy as much as you like. Maybe favorite the main one, and then every now and then when you come back, I might have added something like a Path of the Brave tab, and you can just update your own spreadsheet as you go. And then as I add in more farming strategies, you'll be up to date at all times. So I'll get a clock going. We have actually requested that the devs put a timer into the game, so it'll be interesting to see if that happens. It sounds like a lot of quality of life updates are coming in the next season. Anywho, let's get it on, and I'll see you at some intervals. Cheers. They need to remove this purple shit. That was a pretty good one. Got a level 21 skill. Don't know if it's any good. And about 45 FE of other stuff. Well, that feels bad when nothing drops at all. I'm going to start a new timer for how many times I die to that stupid purple shit. Man, that's 2 that basically drop nothing in a row. Alrighty. Pretty sure I've died about 10 times from that purple thing. Basically, if you touch it anywhere, you instantly die, which is a dumb mechanic to have. Anyway, I've added it to the spreadsheet. 3 research, not bad. Lame. Imagine how cool it would be if you could use Netherrealm Resonance to buff POBV. Make it even harder, but have more drop quant and stuff applied. Bit of an update like that would be pretty cool. A lot of people farm POB3. That's pretty reasonably easy. If you could juice these, that'd give you more of a reason to use Netherrealm Resonance. Because if you're doing T8 maps, you can juice every map and you never, ever go down in Netherrealm Resonance. You just have an infinite supply. But anywho, hoping that by leaving the video going, I'll have some good RNG and something good will drop. Torchlight, I'm making a video. Drop me something good. Level 21 skill that's worth 1000 FE. Be nice. Or just... I'm not actually near that, but sure. Just kill me. Thanks. Thanks, game. Sure. Cool. Ah, hidden. That one was my fault. I didn't see the purple underneath my minions' corpses. What do we get? 9 FE. Not horrible. That would have been a good drop at the start of the season when Ultimate Embers were worth something. You know what I don't get about this stupid friggin' purple bubble? Is the enemies deal a lot of damage in here. So if you just stood still, you'd probably die anyway. Like, that was just damage from the enemies. So unless you're running around, you're probably going to die. So there's your anti, you know, AFK mechanic. So, I don't know. And it doesn't disappear immediately when a new stage spawns. You know, if you've built up enough tank to deal with, you know, all the enemies smashing you in the face, then you should be allowed to AFK in the center of this and just hit the portal. It is one of the most boring mechanics you can do in Torchlight Infinite, because it's a small circle. You don't go anywhere. You just kill waves of stuff that come out constantly. The fact that you have to pay attention, like, to this mechanic is why POBV are 1 FE each. That actually worth doing if you could just AFK in the center. If I could just not pay attention to, is there a purple bubble underneath that red bubble? I don't know. If there was no purple bubble and I could just, you know, wander around and kill stuff, this mechanic would be so much better. Terrain of Malice. 21. I wonder if that's worth anything. Ooh. Oh. I'll take it. Most of the time that I die to the purple stuff, I'm no longer standing in it. So I wonder if it's because I'm on 100 ms that that tiny bit of lag that occurs is what kills me. I mean, it could be, which sucks because I love this game. But I do live in another country to the server, so there is that. Another 500 FE skill would be nice. Can't believe I got something worth 500 FE. 300 keys cost less than that. And even this one, 12 FE. That's equivalent to like a 7.0 map, I guess. Profit. 10 FE a map profit. There we go. It was actually 18.3 FE. You know what would make this more interesting? Oops, I didn't mean to accept that. Instead of punishing people that want to AFK in the center because this is the most boring mechanic in existence, it would be much more interesting if they took mechanics from, say, City of Eterna, where you have to stand in a small circle and it triggers the next node or whatever. So what they could do with Path of the Brave is add those circles into the Brave. So imagine you are just, you know, running around, bored out of your brain, just killing all the monsters. And then a small circle appeared over here that you had to stand in for 5 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever. and then it popped you out a chest or something that you could interact with and get something from. Even if that was just, you know, oops. Even if it was just 1 FE. It's something to do. Instead of punishing people that want to AFK in the center, add something to POB to make it more interesting. Honestly, the way POB was when it first came out was pretty annoying. But it was more interesting than this circle. It used to be zones that you had to clear, like mini maps that you would have to clear. The loot was the same, which, you know, from that aspect it was worse, but at least it was interesting. The boss health was way too much, so they have tweaked this a bit, but if they may added extra little mechanics to make it, you know, more interesting, that'd be pretty cool. But who knows? It's a pretty old mechanic. Just needs a bit of life thrown into it, you know. I think I've already accepted what 2 FE and a research from this one, so not a bad one. About what's that, 10 FE or something? Not too bad at all. And a long night, I don't think that's worth anything. We'll make it so, taking from D3 for example, have a little pool of damage boost or something over here, a buff, randomly on the map that you could stand in and get. Go over here, collect a buff. Go over here, collect a buff. You know? Go over here for a full heal. Whatever. Just something. I think if you did the buff and the heal and... yeah, okay. That was my fault for not having a blink. If you had the buff and a heal, maybe a 20-second invulnerability buff that you could get. I mean, you're still going to be gearing towards this, if you're gearing towards this, in a fashion that you'd be able to do it without those buffs. So that would just be a stopgap to help people do this content without needing to have spent, you know, 30 or 40,000 flame elementium on their character like I have. Just a thought. I reckon POB 5 should just be a wave of the POB 1 boss, a wave of the POB 2 boss, a wave of the POB 3 boss, a wave of the POB 4 boss. You know, just like 3 or 4 of them, and then the Traveler boss. Instead of these randomized garbage waves that just take 10 times longer than any other wave. Even this one. It's not interesting. It should just be a culmination of the bosses. Or even a mixture of the bosses. I don't know. Something. Something different. I'm just sitting here doing this thinking, how can they improve Path of the Brave? You know what would be cool? If this guy Xenoth was, if he was here right now to either add an extra button here, which is restart challenge, use another token, because it has that ability, or just chat to him like you do with Eterna and go, new map, you know? Alrighty, I think that will do for this test. I was going to do a few hours, but this is a candidate for probably the most boring content I have ever done in Torchlight Infinite. Now, you used to be able to watch, you know, YouTube, and it'd be pretty reasonable. You wouldn't have to pay much attention to Path of the Brave. You just look over every now and then and start a new wave. But since you have to pay attention to those purple bubbles and paying attention to an incredibly boring mechanic, it's just crap. So I didn't do that many. What did I do? 17? Something like that. I've got 269 left. Let's see what we got for loot and calculate it all up. Alrighty, having a quick look at what we got. It's actually a lot worse than I thought. I can see why they are 1.5 flame elementium each. I did a couple yesterday and I got a lot more research and thinkings. So in this test we did 28 Proof of the Brave 5s. We died 31 times. About 28 of those were to the purple bubble of dumbness. A few were just me being stupid. So that is where we're at. If we didn't get the Terrain of Malice, it would have been 250 FE an hour, which for something that you need a really, really good character to do is abysmal, to say the least. So yeah, I see why this is not good. Even if I wanted that skill that costs 500, I could do a tier 7 boss rush on a new character and buy it after an hour or two. I would not need to have a 30,000 FE character. So anyway, Path of Brave sucks. I was going to do the other 200, but now I think I'll just sell them. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Hopefully next season it's a little bit better. Cheers.